Hello, I'm Bibi Cameron, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK, and today I'm going to make this gift card. I'm going to need a sheet of cardstock, and I'm going to cut it in four, and I'm only going to use one of the quarters. I'm going to make a window pattern, and I'm going to use 1-inch square punch from Stampin' Up. I'm going to punch out 4 squares, as I'm doing here. And then I'm going to paste these squares with glue to that panel, and I'm going to organize them like a window shape. I'm going to use a little bit of glue. You can use any other adhesive that you prefer, and I'm going to do this without using a ruler, just like that, like I'm doing here. You can also use a ruler to trace a line and to guarantee that this window is symmetric, but I think this is okay. And then I'm going to punch out again those squares using the punch. So in that way I'm going to create a pattern that I can use several times to cut another pieces, or this could be a final piece. So I can use it like a pattern like I'm doing here. This is an example. So with the pattern it's possible to make a lot of windows in record time. I also can make window frames like this one just by using a small piece of cardstock or trimming the edges. And the frame of the window can be as thin or as thick as you want. And now I'm grabbing another piece of cardstock. This is an A4 sheet of cardstock, and I'm scoring from 1 centimeter from that edge. So you can see here is 1 centimeter or 3/8 of an inch. And I'm going to paste this panel on top of that. And now I'm going to grab my Stampin' Up trimmer, and I'm going to use my panel as a reference to trim and to score a 1 centimeter line in that other edge. I don't have any specific measurement. I'm just using the panel, which is a quarter of an A4 sheet, as a reference. And now I'm going to score this panel 1 centimeter from the bottom or from the edge. And I'm going to fold this because I'm going to paste this on top of that other part. And then I apply glue, as I'm doing here, on the edges of that panel, and I'm going to paste this on top. I make sure that everything is in place, is aligned, and the scoring lines are properly done, so I get very nice edges. You can cut this part here and you can create a completely different design, but in this opportunity I'm going to fold this like I'm doing here, and then I'm going to fold again this piece in half to create a flap. I'm going to use a piece of white cardstock to show you that part there, and now I'm going to snip this paper here just like I'm doing here, and also in the other side. I hope you can see there what I'm doing. And then I'm going to trim like a triangle there. This is very necessary if you want to make this design. It will allow the card to go inside this envelope. And now I'm going to paste this part here like I'm doing there, and from there you can embellish this envelope whatever you want. I'm going to check the height of this flap, and I'm going to trim this accordingly, that height. And now I'm just using my scissors to give shape to that roof. Then I'm going to paste the roof. I think that black and white is nice for a draft project. This is a draft project. It means it's not the finish or the last project. It means that you can make with this card many different things. You can use different paper colors, you can stamp in different ways, and I make it in this color so you can't think in a color, you just think in the colors you want. Then I add some flowers, and I'm adding here a silver accent in the roof. Again, I didn't measure the piece before cutting, I just using the card as my pattern to cut the pieces and to put everything in order. And I'm punching here some extra flowers in silver. I think this punch gives me the opportunity to show you a perfect example. This is one of my favorite punches from Stampin' Up. It's tiny and it's great to create embellishments for cards. And then, even when it's a draft project, it deserves some sparkle. So I'm adding some rhinestones from Stampin' Up. Now I want to add some sense to this card, and I'm going to use the alphabet rotary stamp from Stampin' Up. I set the words from left to right. This is like a negative, and all I have to do is just to move this here so I get on top the letters I need. I need to make sure they are aligned and they are in the very top of this stamp. I'm going to use Versamark clear ink, my embossing body, and I'm going to stamp this in the way I'm showing here. Make sure that the letters are completely covered by the ink, and then I apply the white embossing powder. And I'm going to heat this with a heat gun. So I'm not going to show that here, but this is done here. And I'm going to trim a little banner. I'm just going to use my scissors to do this, just like that. And I decide that I want to add some contrast to that banner, so I just put another banner in white. I paste them together and then I paste them to my envelope. And the envelope is done. Now I'm going to grab a sheet of this paper stack. I'm going to use a card base that measures 9.5 centimeters by 13.5 centimeters, or 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/4 of an inch. So this is slightly smaller than my envelope. And I'm going to trim this paper about 1 centimeter shorter all around the edges. I'm going to use this stamp set, which is perfect for gift vouchers. This is buy your own present. So I just use a black ink to stamp this. I'm going to cut that banner with scissors, just paste it with dimensionals, and I'm going to stamp another sentiment inside the card. I'm just going to paste my gift card with a glue dot, and I'm done. That's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you like what you saw here, don't forget to click in like, subscribe to my channel, or visit my blog for more ideas and inspiration, or to order Stampin' Up products anytime. Bye!